Welcome to another episode from our Growth Tips series, the place to grow you, grow your business, and live the life you want to live. In this episode, we look at how to create a winning marketing message for your business. So you've identified who your ideal customer is. You've learned how to properly price your services. So now it's time to create that perfect winning marketing message. But why would you want to create a marketing message anyway? Well, with the right message, it works like a magnet. What if you could talk directly to your ideal customer and say exactly what they wanted to hear? Like pushing the right buttons, telling them everything they need to know before they even ask it. That's how this works. You create the message, and rather than chasing customers, they come to you. The most powerful marketing strategy is to discover and communicate how your business is different to the millions of other businesses that all say they do what you do. You need to stand out in your customer's mind. Be brave and state your claim. If I were to say, I want you to name an energy drink, what would you think of? For me, there are probably three that have positioned themselves in that category. At the top, you've got, say, Red Bull. Then in equal second place, I'd say both Monster and Lucozade. But definitely Red Bull in first place by a heavy winning margin. So compare this to your business. What if you could have that same result for your business? Now, obviously, you don't have the huge global marketing budget that Red Bull have, but you can have the same impact in people's minds if those people are your ideal target customer, and you speak to them in a way that communicates to their needs. If you think about Red Bull, they need a huge global marketing budget because they're trying to appeal to about 60% of the global population. And that's a lot of people. Now, there's a lot of noise out there, especially from your competitors, who are probably shouting to everyone about how they do everything for everyone. The key point to bear in mind is that's not how to create your marketing message. Your core message should communicate the difference between you and your competitors. By doing this, it helps you stand out from the crowd, like putting a spotlight on you. Most businesses are like commodities. They're seen as just being the same as every other business like theirs. Can you think of an accountant in your town that stands out from the rest? It's highly likely you'll not find anyone that jumps out, other than the people that you've already had contact with. Now, the problem with a commodity, if it can't be distinguished between others, people revert to price to make that buying decision. Just like a row of identical houses in the same street. So have a think about what truly separates you from your competition. Become it, live it, sleep it, wear the t-shirt, and then speak it to everyone. It isn't quality, it isn't good service, it isn't fair pricing. They're all either just expected or everyone's doing them. Or at least they say they're doing them anyway. It's in the way you do business. It's how you package your product or service. It might be that you send cakes to your customers on a Friday. It's your ability to show people how you transform their lives. Let's look at the core message process. So in this process, you need to discover, capture, and commit to a unique position. You create a marketing purpose statement and turn your purpose statement into a talking logo. And you create a simple core message to use in all of your marketing. So here's an example. An interior design and fit out company couldn't compete at a higher end work. They did high-end work, but also DIY type services too. The market perceived them as a construction business rather than a design company. They changed the name to appeal to a high-end customer. They started passing on the maintenance jobs to a network of referral partners. Being different for different sake isn't good enough. The identified target market must value the difference for it to be considered as your core message. One way to create a unique difference is to offer an amazing guarantee. Can you offer a guarantee that nobody else would consider offering? Using a guarantee should reduce perceived risk to the customer. An amazing guarantee isn't warranty satisfaction or risk-free shopping. An amazing guarantee is one that makes you nervous. It would automatically do two things. It would firstly create that core marketing message that differentiates you from competitors. But secondly, it would give you a forced focus on delivering excellence and winning loyal, repeat customers. An astonishing guarantee turns heads. For example, saying, try our service for 90 days. If we don't perform exactly as promised, we will double your money back. An astonishing guarantee generates buzz. You become that talk of the town. And it creates a mission. What can you promise that nobody would dream of? So here's a few areas you could look at for basing your promises on. First of all, product. Perhaps it's so unique or trendy that the business becomes associated with the offering. Look at what the iPod did for Apple. Extend a product or offer a valuable service to make the product more useful to the customer. This service, the same applies for a service. This can often be achieved by packaging a service as a product. Consulting is delivered on an hourly or daily rate basis. By packaging a consulting role based on an outcome with defined deliverables and fixed package pricing is a good way to differentiate a service offering. Next, market niche. Find one or two industries and dominate those industries. Be seen as dominating that industry. By doing this normally means you can raise your prices. One way to find a niche is to find out what people are searching for on the internet. A lot of pay-per-click advertising platforms tell you how many people searched for a term. For example, street lighting maintenance. You might become known as the go-to company for everything related to street or outdoor lighting. The fourth one is offer. Can you become known by offer you make? For example, refer 10 customers, get a full refund on your order. Fifth, we've got solve a problem. Is this something that customers in your market fear or seem to believe is universal for what you do? If so, you can focus on communicating your solution. An example might be painless dentistry or a builder that cleans up at the end of the day. Imagine if you could promote the fact that you employed your own cleaning team, or perhaps you owned more Dyson vacuum cleaners than any other contractors combined. And last of all, communicate a message of value. What do you do extra? Additional services you provide but never charge for, or things included that you think should be included because it gives a better end solution. Of course, you might not say this yourself. You might ask your customers to tell the world, and you just conveniently record a video of them saying it. Your positioning can rest in better communicating what you do. So here's some ways to communicate your core message. First of all, develop a unique habit. For example, when your customer visits your office, have their car cleaned while you work with them. How many people do you think they'll tell about it afterwards, especially if they weren't expecting it? Number two, offer over-the-top customer service. Now, I've not experienced them, but I've heard stories about an online retail store called Nordstrom. Perhaps you might want to check them out to see how over-the-top their customer service is. You can create your own over-the-top customer response system, and word-of-mouth advertising will naturally flow from that. You can do this by over-delivering in your first customer contact. Give more than promised. Give gifts. Give anything. You could even give us a service for free. Number three, get an edge over the competition. You can create your category niche by looking for holes in what your competitors do. If everyone in your industry fails to address a certain problem, you can grab onto solving that problem and use that as your point of difference. Number four, find a one-of-a-kind way of doing business. It might be payment terms, how you deliver, how you package your services, or how you set up your office to serve customers. Imagine a dental surgery that was more like a spa. You get the full spa experience, and as a very small part of it, you also get your teeth fixed. Or perhaps it wouldn't even need to provide the full spa experience. Maybe it just needs to look like a spa rather than that sterile white hospital environment. Number five, adopt a memorable personality. A perfect example of this, look at Gordon Ramsay. He's known around the world for being a top chef, but equally for his honesty and how he treats and speaks to people in the kitchen. It's time to create a position for your business. Ask your customers these questions. Why did you choose us in the first place? What do we do that others don't? What's missing from our industry as a whole? What could we do that would thrill you? What do you find yourself simply putting up with in this industry? What would you do if you owned a business like ours? What would you Google to find a business like ours? What companies do you admire and refer the most? This starts to pigeonhole where your customer already sees you in the industry. Look at competitors to determine if they have gaps. Is anyone saying anything new? What do you really sell? That's not what you claim to offer. Here's an example. A plumbing and heating contractor isn't selling radiators and a new boiler. They're selling a cozy, warm home on a cold winter's night. You're selling what the customer believes they're going to get from your product. Insurance companies don't sell insurance. They sell peace of mind. Chiropractors don't sell neck adjustments. They sell pain relief. By knowing what it is your customers are really buying, you can then communicate that much easier. Now turn all of this research and information into your core message that you'll use for all of your marketing. Do this using your marketing purpose statement. The marketing purpose statement isn't meant for your customers' eyes, but more for your internal marketing and customer-focused decisions and actions. This is how you want to be perceived in plain English. So here's an example. You might say, we show up when we say we will. No mess, no rubbish, and no builder's bonds. By doing this as a group, it also clearly communicates to everyone in the business, including new staff, exactly what your business is about. It's not just a goal, it's an overriding purpose for the business. It's how you measure success. A powerful marketing purpose statement should give you a vision for the future of your business. It becomes a filter for every marketing or business decision. For every decision, product, staff member, advert, you'll ask, does this support the marketing purpose of the business? It's like your compass that points you in the right direction. So you get to where you want to go without wasting time, money, and effort. Post a marketing statement around your office, around your workshop, on your computers, in your vehicles, to inspire everyone in the business and to get them living and breathing your purpose. Now, have you identified the enemy? The desire to overcome something or some company, or the need to win, can become more important than the day-to-day work of the business. One way to improve the business is to identify and focus on beating something, or creating and communicating a reason for being that trumps your competition. What about connecting your beliefs and values to your reason for being? Would that provide motivation to do more? Would it start to feel like more than a job? What is your business's purpose for being? What's its why? Why does it exist? The talking logo, what you really do for a living. When someone asks you, so what do you do for a living? The answer to this question is your talking logo. Like a printed logo, a talking logo is a tool that allows your firm to communicate verbally the single greatest benefit of doing business with your firm. So this is how you create your talking logo. It must be a short statement that communicates your position, but leaves the listener wanting to know more. Your customers want to know what's in it for them. Don't just tell them what you do. Tell them in a way that matters to them. For example, if you say, I'm a painting contractor, they'll probably think something along the lines of, who cares? And then they mentally switch off. Now, your talking logo has two parts. Part one addresses your target market. For example, that might be hotels in North London with over 30 bedrooms. Part two zeroes in on the problem, the frustration, or the need that market has. You know you have a great talking logo when a person hears you deliver it and they immediately say, how do you do that? So an example might be saying, I show small businesses how to triple what they charge. Or what about, I help business owners reduce their tax bill when selling their business. So here's the formula. First of all, you've got an action verb, such as I show, I teach, I help. Then you've got the target market, such as business owners, homeowners, medium-sized hotels in North London. And then how to solve the problem or meet their need. So to put that together, you might say, I teach medium-sized hotels in North London how to spend less money on their marketing, but get more paying guests. Imagine this. You phone up a prospective customer and you have two options. First of all, you could tell them you're an accountant, at which point they either put the phone down on you or switch off the brain. Or secondly, you could give them your talking logo. Hello, it's John. I show business owners how to increase their take-home pay without having to sell more. Which one are you going to want more information from? So that's part one. Now we're into part two. It's the part where they ask, how do you do that? Tell me more. This is where you tell them how you'll solve the problem. But you wait until you have their full attention with your talking logo. So the part two creation steps. First of all, create a compelling answer for what do you do. That focuses on a benefit or solution that is relevant to the audience. And then second, prepare a supplementary answer that tells them the unique way you get them that benefit or that solution. Next, it's time to create the core marketing message. This is how you'll communicate your purpose in a way that clearly demonstrates the benefit of doing business with your firm. So the idea, you create a short statement that becomes your marketing message workhorse. An example of that, and I'm not endorsing FedEx here, but their message is FedEx, on time, every time, or it's free. So you'll notice how they've stated their promise in there as well. Take a long, hard look at the purpose statement and the what do you do for a living statement you created earlier. What is the chief benefit of doing business with you? What words or ideas can help you easily communicate your difference? Now here's an example of, here's a couple of examples of everything we've talked about. This one is for an architect practice. The marketing purpose statement is, we want to be the architect that shows builders the only way to work with an architect in design and build contracts. The talking logo would be, we help design and build contractors get to the first pay request faster. And the core message, the contractor's architect. Next, we've got an example for an electrical contractor. Now, to give you some background, this contractor heard his customers complain about the quality of work from other contractors and the lack of timeliness in completing the work. The ideal target customer for them was new house builders. New house builders hate warranty callbacks and really hate delays to the project. So their marketing purpose statement was, we want to be known as the one electrical contractor who will show up when we say we will and do the work right first time. The talking logo was, we help new home developers eliminate warranty callbacks. And the core message was, wired right on time. Okay, so how are you going to put all of this together and communicate how you're different? When you identify what makes you different, all advertising content, social media activity, promotions, etc. should be centered around shouting about that difference and committing to it. If you don't do this, you'll just confuse your audience. Okay, now it's your turn. Use the worksheet, which I'll give you the link for in a minute, and work on creating your marketing message. Watch the video on identifying your ideal customer. Interview 10 customers from that ideal customer segment to identify why they buy from you. Complete the marketing purpose statement. Create your talking logo. And finally, create a core marketing message. And that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you've got some value from this. If you think others would get some value from it, please invite them to join the various social media groups and pages. as a bit of fun after you complete the workbook, why not post what your talking logo is in our social groups or on our pages? And that's it until the next time. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.